Hello everybody, this is Carol from Friendly Quail, and it's Try Something New Tuesday. And today I'm using an idea from, I think her name's Anne, the mom, in Witchcraft Do You Do did these. These are lace butterflies. She called them shabby lace butterflies, and I will put the link to her channel down below. But I've just been kind of playing with them and trying different things, and I've made some of mine into paper clips, and I also put one on this journaling card for one of my Christmas journals. So I will show you, like, this has a big paper clip on, but say if I put this on a page, it would stick off the top like this, and you can slant it a little if you want, or whatever you want to do. But that's what they would look like if they were in a journal. Just kind of, sticking out the top. They're a little bulky, not too bad, but some are bulkier than others. It depends on which kind of lace you use. If you use the thick lace, they get a little more bulky. And this one's a thick lace, and it was a little more bulky. Some of them are with a softer lace, like this, and they are barely bulky at all. Now, I also used that one. I had a big one on. This is a little paper clip, and I also used some of these. These are, they're like a page pointer type thing or something. Anyway, if you use that, they go on like this, and they are on the page. So that seemed to work pretty well. Actually, I like how that turned out better than the ones I put a little paper clip on. But the paper clip works fine too. See, I have a number of these on. This one, the little point sticks out a little bit down here, and it just looks like it's the pointy part of the bottom of the butterfly. And that, again, will go on like this on page. So I'm going to show you how to make these. These are very easy. The reason I have so many is because I got it carried away. It was just fun making them. And I was experimenting with the method and the types of laces and things like that. And I found a couple of things. One is that a flatter lace like this works, and this is a softer lace, works a little bit better than some of the other ones. So what you do is you have to cut two pieces. Now this is a little too wide, so I'm going to cut about a 3-inch piece. And because this is it's probably about 2 1/4, it's just way too big. So I'm going to cut it down to closer to, the most would be like 2 inches. And then I'm going to cut a 2.5-inch piece. This one's 3. This one's going to be 2.5. And that one needs to be skinnier. So I'm just going to kind of cut this in half. So it's just a little over 1 inch. Okay, so these are the ones I'm going to use to make a butterfly. And this I could use on another one, or I can put it in my scraps for when I do my snippets. I always like to put lace on. There's a pointy part on there. Okay, so I've got my two pieces. One 3 inches about, and it's about 2 inches wide. And then this one is about 1.25 inches, and it's 2.5 inches long. So you can experiment. I tried it with different things, and it works. They all work. So you fold it in half, and you're going to, whoops, I need this scissors. You need to cut this into kind of a rounded shape on the ends. So you end up with an oval like this. Probably could have cut a little more off of this one. Yeah. So now it's an oval. Same thing with this one. I'm just going to round the edges and take those corners off of there. Okay. Then you need wire. This is about, I think it's about 20, it might be 26 gauge. It's fairly malleable. I'm going to cut it with a wire cutter. And I cut it about 5 inches long, and you're going to end up cutting some of that off. So if it's the right, if it's bendable, you can kind of straighten it out by just the heat of your hands. Okay. Now I'm going to fold that in half, approximately, so it looks sort of like, almost like a little bobby pin or something on the end. You see that? Now you've got two sides, right and left. I'm going to fold the bottom piece and do it with if you have a right side and a wrong side, do it with the right sides together. Slide that on the left side of your wire and scrunch it up. And then take the other piece, the bigger piece, and do the exact same thing. And scrunch it up. Kind of almost like trying to get it to scrunch together. Okay. Now, one thing is that, well, I'll show you. I'm going to take these two ends now, and I'm going to twist them together. So I crossed one over the other one, and I'm just going to kind of twist it. Okay. Then you play with your pieces. You pull them out so they look like wings of a butterfly. Just kind of pull them out. Okay. Now this leftover wire is going to become antennae, but I don't want them that long. So I'm going to cut some of the excess off, and I want them to both be about the same length. So I'm just cutting a little piece off of this. And you're going to be kind of bending them out like this, so that they are like little antennae. Now I put a little curl in the bottom of mine. I took my jewelry round nose pliers, and I started making a little curl and rolled it down a little bit. So now you can see this one. I'm trying to see on my camera if you can see it. Okay, this one now has been curled in a little curl. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to get it started. Get it in there. And curl it down about the same as the other one. So now I've got both of them curled down. Okay. Now if you didn't like it that long, just cut your antennae shorter, but I like that they stick up above the butterfly. Well, that's one. Now the gal on which craft you do, like I said, I think her name's Ann. She's the mom. She made some out of lace and out of fabric and, you know, different things like that. I'm just, you know, haven't tried all of the things yet because I'm still playing with it myself. But I'm going to use, I think I'll use a piece of this to make another one. Okay, so I need a piece that's 3 inches. Fabric scissors. Now this is way too wide, so I'm going to be cutting it into 2 pieces that one is bigger than the other one. And this is going to become my top wing. Use my little bowl here for my drop off. Okay. And this one, because I cut them 3, is too long, so I'm going to cut about, a 1/2 inch off of it. And then you round off the corners. So now that one is, see, smaller than the other one. I'm just going to cut this little bit off right here. So now that one is ready to go. I still think this is a little wide. Okay. So then, take a piece of wire. Again, I cut that about 5 inches or so. Take your bottom, if you have a right and a wrong side. Now it depends. On some of hers, she put the right side out and made the other side the top, and she put some beads on here. We're going to put a little bling on instead. So I'm going to make it just like I did the other one and then put the bling on for the body, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to scrunch this down, just kind of gather it down near the end here. Whoops, it went through a hole in the lace. Okay, I want to make sure it's all on here. Scrunch it down. Take this piece. Make sure it goes around the same one. And then push it down to kind of gather it together. Once you've got that done, and you can decide if you want them a little farther apart or not, but this seemed to work for me. Twist it and then open it up. And play with your wings a little bit. It went through. I have to undo that a little bit. It went through, the thing went through instead of around the whole thing. So I am taking this off, untwisting. As I was pushing it down, it went, the whole thing didn't get on. Let's try again. And some of them I actually did a little twist in between the lower wing and the upper wing. And that kind of worked too. Try again. Make sure it all stays on this time. Okay. Got the upper wing and the lower wing. So see, on this one I actually did a little twist between the upper and the lower wings. And you can do that too if you want to. But you want to make sure that it looks kind of like a butterfly. Okay. I'm going to cut the antennae off. Round them a little bit. I round one to the right one to the right, and I'm going to wind the left one to the left. So away from the center. If you don't have one of these little round nose pliers, then maybe you'll have to try to wind it around something small with your fingers. Well, heavens. Okay. Now to finish them off, though, I put on a little bling for a body. And this is where she had taken some beads and put them on too. But I have a lot of this type of stuff. I buy it at the dollar store. And so now it would be like $1.25. And I cut pieces off. So I'm going to cut between them. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's too big. It's going to either be 4 or 5. And I'm going to lay that on, and that is going to be my body. So I'm going to glue that using Fabri-Tac. So I'm using Fabri-Tac. I've got some in a little container so I don't ooze out too much. And I'm going to just kind of put some glue on these. And I do have tweezers here, but I'm not using it. And that goes on this part of the body. as the head and the body. So keep it in line with the little antennae and down here. Now I'll put that one aside and I'll do this one. If you use smaller pieces of lace, obviously you'd use smaller pieces of the bling. And get that glue on there. And put that on for a body. Now you can, you could use lots of different things, but I happen to have this and I think it looks nice. Because these are lacy and the bling just seems to fit with it. So that is a little butterfly. Now, you can either use them and glue them in your book, or you could make them into a paper clip. So I am going to show you how I made this into a paper clip. If I can use a smaller one like this, it's better. This is the 1 inch, I think, or 1 1/4, whatever. And what I did is I cut, and I'm just using a piece of old Christmas card here. I've got this on the edge. I cut down how long I need it, which is the length of the small part of the paper clip. Then I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to cut that there. I'm just going to kind of round the corners on the bottom. Slide the paper clip back on with the skinny part where you're going to put the glue. I might use my bigger glue bottle for this. Okay. I'm putting enough glue on there that it's going to hold the paper clip on, and it's also going to stick to the fabric. And I'm just gluing that on the back. Now once that dries, I'll show you. Hopefully it'll dry okay. I'll show you on another one how how it works. Because I think that one's going to have to dry longer than I want to wait. Okay. And this one, I'm going to put one of these little book darts. That's what they're called, book darts. So I've got a whole bunch of them. And I'll take out a gold one since I'm using gold. All right, now on one side they have a long pointy end, and on the other side they have a smaller rounded end. I put the glue on the pointed side, and I put glue very carefully without getting too much so that I overdo it and it goes over the edge because it's skinnier up here. And I'm putting the glue on here. And I'm trying not to get it on the other side. This will go on here. I'm just going to hold it there for a sec here till it catches on. And then I'm going to let it dry. So now it looks like that. This is one that I used a paper clip for. The paper clip you slide on like this. Now, so that you don't see that piece of paper. This is on the back and this is the front. So underneath there is the paper clip on the little scrap of cardboard. And that worked well. And this is the kind that's the book dart. And that slides in between the point and here's the little rounded part. So that would slide on like that. And either way, you've got it as a little paper clip. Now, you could slide something underneath there to hold, like it would hold something underneath there. Or you could do it on the back. Either way, it's going to be able to hold on both sides actually. So you can stick something in there and it'll hold it. Or not, if you just want it for decoration like this one. If you don't want to put anything on it, but I could put something on right under here. So that's it. Okay, so that's it. I will link the channel I watched below so you can see what she did. And I hope you try it and have a little fun. I got, like I said, I got a little carried away. I enjoyed making them. They're very, very fast. And you can use them on something or as paper clips or whatever you want to do with them. So that's it. That's for today. Try something new. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. And I will see you soon. And remember every day to do something you really love to do, because that's the secret to happiness. So see you in the next video. This is Carol saying bye.